Now, here on that very stage, I have an old friend of mine, a man who actually left his amazing career as a global strategy officer of WPP Group in order to foresee and to pursue new challenges in life. And his next challenge is to tell people what he knows in an absolutely amazing manner. Please give a warm welcome to Igor Beuker. Igor, join me on the stage. Hey, welcome.
Thank you
welcome,
very
my
much.
dear friend. This is for you. Rocking the stage. This is something that you know how to do perfectly well. So the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Plamen. Hello, everyone. Can you all hear me okay in the back as well? Good. Today I want to talk to you about, we all know that the world is changing, and my focus today is on the datafication and digitization of marketing. How do we switch from big campaigns to data-driven, integrated digital marketing? And maybe even more important, how can marketing become a new business model? I was an early stage explorer. I was a 4-year-old that always asked why? A curious kid that you thought, oh, shut up. And I'm still a curious kid because I want to know why. I hope you want to join my journey. If you want to tweet stuff, at Igor Beuker. And the slides are going incredibly fast. So if you miss a photo, you will get the handout. Okay? I will talk about trends and technologies in the first part, and then the barriers and benefits of digital and data. And I will talk about mentality and DNA, because we all want to innovate, but nobody wants to change. It's very difficult for corporate companies to really make that change. If I say welcome to the digital world, I mean that all traditional corporate companies now have to compete with innovative, agile, data-driven, new technology firms, and now comes the most important part, without legacy. Do I need to mention the largest retailer on this planet, Alibaba? Biggest one, owns no inventory. Impossible in our thinking of the corporate world. A TV network, a newspaper, a magazine. Facebook is becoming the biggest publisher on this planet without creating content. You create the content. That's a nice business model, but it was impossible. Uber said it wasn't like this before, but it should have been like this for already 5 years. Let's build it. And another one, Airbnb, one of the biggest now on the planet, the largest house provider, and they own no real estate. And most of these companies, I know it, they are competing with the traditional world, Fortune 500 companies that already exist for 50 or 75 years. Some of these companies don't make a profit, they are loss-making, but they are valued at $20–50 billion, and they acquire every company around us. I know it's not always fair, but the traditional world has to compete with those new players. How do you do that, and how can marketing play a role? If I say welcome to the digital world, we need to coin the business opportunities of the 21st century. It is imperative that we do so. So I want to show you a few trends and why it is so difficult for the corporate world to understand and coin those trends. This is the selfie. This is something that we said, yeah, Igor, a selfie. What do you mean by that? Is that now a marketing and business model, a selfie? Come on, man, that's just a hype. I say, oh yeah? And now Alibaba, it made the selfie into a new payment system. Facial recognition is more trustworthy than your fingerprint. Suddenly, that hype, that stupid selfie, becomes marketing and business. Jack Ma is using it now as a payment system. And if you think, yeah, well, Alibaba, who's that stupid Chinese company? Well, just a week ago, we had Valentine's Day in China, Singles Day, and they sold, in one day, $14.3 billion US. In one day. China Post delivered 760 million packages in one day. You know what 50% of my clients say? Yeah, Igor, we're not really sure about e-commerce yet. Come on. I said, do you want flowers on your funeral? Or this is the DNA and the mentality. We see it, but we're not able to move because we have been doing things for 20 years. And that is the most killing phrase of innovation. We have been doing this for 20 years. Another thing, we thought, oh, nice, cute technologies, Google, Facebook, technology companies. Yeah, for 10 years. No, media companies. They make every single dollar in media. And they are deconstructing the whole media industry. They are demolishing every media owner. And they are disintermediating the media agencies because they go to clients direct. Shall I give you one example? Coca-Cola, the bottle company, spent $1 billion on television to get people to their Facebook page. You know what happened when they had 60 million Facebook fans? Facebook said, oh, by the way, we just introduced EdgeRank. And now you can only communicate with 6% of your fans, and for the rest you need to pay us. Wow, wow, there was our social strategy. We were buying and bribing friends, and we had no clue at all what these new companies were doing. Still today, most of the large brands have no real social marketing strategy. We don't even know how to monetize our fans. We have no clue. Yeah, we bought and bribed a lot of fans so that we could say, I have 10 million fans and followers. Wow, you're so cool. We need to move into a real social strategy. And that's very important for us because we have been doing social for 10 years. Also marketing. Internet of Things. I call it Internet of Everything. 50 billion devices or more will be connected to the internet. And that might mean that we have 50 billion more touch points with consumers. I say in God we trust, all others must bring data. The datafication of marketing has already started and we need to reorganize to be able to join that new world. We've talked about it, connected electric driverless cars. Who's behind the wheel by 2020? And what do you think if China Post delivers 760 million packages in a day? Don't you think that they would use drones and driverless cars to do the distribution? What if e-commerce keeps growing? Are we able to see all the business models? It is changing much faster than we all think. And what are the barriers and benefits of digital and data? These are the decision making. Old school people like me, gray with a beard, technology resistant, and this is their target audience. I can do it one more time, yeah? Do you see the problem? These are the people making the decisions for these target audiences. And I can tell you one thing, most of us don't grasp innovation and digital and data in time, and we will be boiling frogs. If you throw a frog into hot water, it will jump out and think, wow, that was hot. But if you put a frog in cold water and you heat it, it will think, wow, Haman, Turkish sauna, nice, let's stay. Whoop, dead. That is what's happening, people. Most of us are boiling frogs. And I've talked about it before in other keynotes. Blockbuster was the most successful retailer in the US for decades. They could have bought Netflix 3 times. No, we don't like it. Who's going to use Netflix? If Kodak had really understood the meta trends, they would not have invested in factories to produce film cameras anymore. They would have launched Instagram. Marketing could become a new business model. And I know that Nokia is not dead. They still ship 20 million units in India. But in the rest of the world, they're suffering. And I ask myself, if you were a marketeer at Nokia and you were really connecting people, why didn't you invent Facebook? Marketeers can make that change. BlackBerry. You know that? We all used the BlackBerry, and they excluded consumers, and now they are really struggling. What do they miss about the trends of today? And how about chief marketing officers? What do we do? If I was Jay-Z, I would say 99 problems, but the bitch ain't one. 99 problems, but datafication ain't one. The CMOs are way too busy with 100 million things that are already changing. Beacons in retail and social commerce and mobile commerce. And oh shit, I need to monetize my Facebook fan page. And there is so many things on their plate that they have no clue where to start. CMOs are drowning. And why do they dodge digital and data? Because marketing has always been focused at making big commercials and big campaigns. Especially for the ladies. Search for hours for you for this slide. We have been making big campaigns. Yeah, and of course, here's the bitch. The bitch ain't one. And some celebrity endorsement. This is how we've been doing marketing for 60 years. Does not work anymore. We are keeping that legacy thinking, that old school thinking and outdated value systems. And we keep applying them to this new world of innovation. It does not work. It will fail every time. It's not going to happen. And CMOs really ask that to me more often. Igor, what do I need to do? I'm an old school CMO. I'm 50 years old. I don't know technology. What should I do? Every company on this planet that wants to survive or grow or beat its competition needs to implement two new things. Digitization, Chief Digital Officer. Datafication, Chief Innovation Officer. If you don't have a CDO and a CMO and a CTO and a Chief Digital Officer in your company, how do you want to survive in a world of data and digital? You need to hire new people. Chief Digital Officer, Chief Technology Officer, Chief Information Officer. Look inside your company. If you don't have those, you will not make those changes. It is impossible. Especially marketing, it's too complicated for us. It's too technology driven and we are old school guys. Data can be the lifeblood of marketing. That will give mega power. For example, for marketers can now switch from a one-size-fits-all TV commercial to atomic agile content marketing. And what do I mean by that? You can personalize experience and content. If you work for Nike, Nike thinks about a TV campaign, but Nike also thinks about giving you, the Nike runners, your own personalized video with your own personal running data so that you will love it, embrace it, and share it. So Nike has been switching from a one-size-fits-all TV commercial to atomic agile content marketing, just by applying data and digital. So the summary, what am I trying to tell here in 15 minutes? All companies that innovate at the speed of change will survive. But most of us will be smaller players in this new digital world. And some of us won't even survive. And some of us, or most of us, need to hire the Chief Digital Officer and a Chief Information Officer. That is simple. Digitization and datafication already say it. Why is it so complicated for us? Because we're people. We all want to innovate, but we find it very difficult to change. I also have Tom Cruise in Minority Report, 2002, predicting crime based on data. Digitization, datafication, you need to add up CIO, CDO. If you don't innovate at the speed of change, we will see you in a museum soon. Yes, I'm serious. Darwin already said it. The species that adapt to change will survive. That certainly goes for the new world. You need to be able to see the trends. Think about Kodak and think about Nokia. We can make marketing and media smarter, more adaptable and more predictive if we use digital and data. Think about atomic agile content marketing. We don't need a big TV campaign. Yeah, maybe sometimes. You need data to compete with the Amazons and the Facebook, the agile new tech players of this age that are demolishing every corporate company if we're not speeding up. So I say, big data, don't hate, integrate. And to close my future, how will the future for marketing look based on digital and data? It will bring a revolution in marketing habits. The gap is already way bigger than we think. It's moving 10 times faster than we all think. The gap will be so big that it's not possible to jump the gap anymore. The gap will even be bigger than the whole internet. And that was already quite a tsunami, right? That we thought, wow, the internet, maybe it's a hype, and maybe it will go away. No, it's here to stay. So closing up, when did Noah build his ark? Before the flood. If Noah would have waited till the water was here and said, can somebody give me some wood and a hammer? He would have been too late and everybody would have drowned. This is my message to corporate companies. You have to be starting with innovation and implementing it now. Get ready, because it's not going to change. Steve Jobs always said, innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. What are you as a company? Are you a leader or are you a follower? And when will you start with innovation? In my opinion, the best company on the planet, the most predictable CRM recommendation-driven company that works on ARPU, average revenue per user. Jeff Bezos has been bashed in all the media, and now, 20 years later, we finally understand what he is building, and we are now all trying to copy the Amazon model. Oftentimes, invention requires a long-term willingness to be misunderstood. The risk of inaction in innovation, digital and data, is a much bigger risk than innovating and failing every now and then. The risk of inaction is a boiling frog. And last but not least, be nice to nerds. We will all end up working for one. Thank you very much.